We're here on the first tee of Bunker Hill in New Jersey. Let's go out there and
Look at a course that was built in 1972 with its rich history in Princeton, New Jersey. As we zoom in, you can see right off the bat you got a little bit of a river cutting through. Let's walk into this Bunker Hill golf course. Kind of felt like a little bit of a bunker here. Small clubhouse. Grab ourselves a scorecard, get a piece of food, a hot dog, and let's go play Bunker Hill. And right off the bat, you got to hit one pretty well in front of that starter. Everyone's watched on the first tee at this course. It's one of those type of courses. On number one, the show's on. You could play very well, stretching only 5,833 yards at the current time of the video. The greens and surfaces prior to the greens all felt true. There was, you could say that these were good, but kind of zooming in a little bit.
So these are the type of tee boxes we're looking at this golf course.
Just like all our other videos, it's not just me going out there and playing golf. We're showing actual footage of the golf course. We're looking at what the current conditions are and some of those finer things like the signs going into it. Are they clean? Are they taking well care of this golf course? And for the most part, you can see right off the bat, nothing lies on camera. Some of the tee boxes were just not finished and still being built. There wasn't anyone out there building them, but it was a Saturday, so respectfully, people need off. Some of the bridges and turnways into and out of the holes kind of felt like you were in a different area. Then you have the 10-mile run river. It's not big. It's kind of cutting right through a couple of the holes here. You really feel like you could be in the Pine Barrens. The course in a 1 to 10 in condition. You can see right off the bat there's a little bit of patches. This is the summertime. It gets a ton of foot traffic. Ratings for this golf course on Google with 220 reviews is a 3.9, just a little bit under 4. So not bad, but not good. Now when you move over to Golf Now and other golf outlets, you're dropping down to a 3.2 and a 3.7. The course is almost finished, one would say. Some of the holes kind of leading up to what could have been. But for the most part, I don't know if I would recommend this golf course to someone in a wow factor type. For the price, let's talk about it, because for 35 bucks, I'm not complaining. It's a very walkable golf course, and there's no excuse for having a bad game just because you can't play the course. This course, there's no reason. You get out there, you can hit driver. For the most part, it doesn't get too caught up, but we did find ourselves on the last hole finally backed up. But the pace of play, right around 4 hours. And I tell you what, on a Saturday prime time, you can't go wrong. I paid $35 to walk the golf course, which is probably the best rate that they got out there. It looked like it was about maybe $57 to $60 something with a card, so there was a difference, but I think it was well worth the price. They didn't, it's golf. It's expensive, so you're gonna have to pay to play good courses. I wouldn't say that this was a expensive course, but I think for $50 to go out there and have a good time on a Saturday, it's well worth it. I would absolutely recommend this course then. The rates are scheduled by the time of the day at 6 o'clock to right before 10 o'clock being the most expensive. You can't even walk the course. You have to ride it at $65. I respect that. I think that's interesting. Keep the pace of play moving and keep that walking out of there until later. To the Twilight Golf rates from 10 to 12. Just 2-hour window. It drops down not much, but $58 to ride as opposed to $65. And then from noon to about 3 o'clock, $46. And then there's that $35 rate to walk it. That's what we paid there. They got the Twilight rates, $27 to walk the course. That's great. I tell you what, it's a fun course. It's stretched out long. It feels longer than 5,000. I think if someone came in here and pumped a ton of money in this course, it could become private. It's one of those type ones. I love this one, but I'm not going crazy over it. This hole right here is absolutely my favorite hole. You kind of have to either go over this trap. You could go over it with the driver. It's pretty easy, but you got to place it on this hill here. And I tell you what, there's not much to play with it if you leave it short. And then the greens and just the view back from that hole makes the experience moving into the clubhouse and before you get a snack just very meaningful in regards to that, because you're hungry and you just saw something cool on a course that you for the most part, the tee boxes, everything else was getting a little rowdy and not the best. Even this hole felt kind of private-ish, a little hilly. Definitely, there's a lot of hills cutting through. You got the streams. Big potential here. But then there's one-offs where, God forbid, if you're running and you ran into this, you would flip over your cart and just, it would be a nasty disaster. And of course, we all know that when you sign on to a golf course, your falling and tripping liabilities are all falling out. So if you fall, you trip, it's on you. And it's a little concerning when it comes to these courses that just, I think, they're not over a 6 on our list, but they're right under a 5, or right at a 5. And I think for the most part, I want to put this course at a 5.2. We made some decisions driving back, comparing it to other courses in the area. The overall par of this course is a 72, and again, stretching 5,832 yards with a rating of 68.2 and a course slope of 25. I would say the putting surfaces weren't the greatest in regards to roll, but there's no reason that you can't putt that well out there. The course was built by Hollis Liberal. Now, I couldn't find any other information if he's built other courses in the area. It looked like maybe family members have, but for the most part, this layout of the course, couldn't find any information on that. The putts were true. You can't argue. You can get out there. You can finally make some good ones in the back 9 once you get the lay of the land. The transitions to the next hole were exciting. Some of them were better than others. That one was good. But the biggest concern out there was making sure you have the right yardage. You can see right off the bat the sprinkler heads. There's some mislabeling here, and we can't figure out what's going on. But you got 253 yards and about 53 yards, it looks like, to the hole. You got people selling stuff out there like golf balls and events. I've never seen anything like that. Some real Jersey golf. We didn't get really any footage of that. We wanted to respect that. St. Jude's looked like they were out there, some of the par 3s, and then it looked like even on the back 9 they were selling some golf balls, which was interesting. Tee boxes, right off the bat, you can see there's nothing hiding. They get a lot of play here outside of Princeton, just 7 miles from downtown. You can go out there and have some fun, spray it around, enjoy your time here, take a walk into paradise with this golf course. It's not the best, I would say. Again, 5.2 might not be worth it. But regards to public fun golf for $27 on the twilight rate for the 2023 rate, that's fun. One of the big things thrown off, the poles in the middle of the range. I don't know what's going on. That's about 150 to the pin. They got these giant poles. It's nice because you get some leverage at the tee box of where you're going, but for the most part becomes a little bit of a hassle if the person wants to take it off or move it, or just move your golf ball at that point. 18's fun. It gets you back to the clubhouse. You can definitely rip a driver off of 18. If you go out here, play some of this course, enjoy yourself. It's one of those courses where the guy might be smoking a cigarette inside there. It's a public fun course. And that's going to do it for this video. Keep a lookout for more videos to come. This is Twilight Golfer.